got to say it's great to be home. It's great to be here with all of you, and it's given me a little bit of energy to go back and take on the crazies yet again. You know, today we live in a better nation because of Martin Luther King and others who led the 20th century civil rights and equality movement in America. But despite the fact that Dr. King and his followers were constantly threatened, often confronted by angry mobs, they were harassed, they were beaten, Dr. King himself and others were brutally murdered. They never wavered in their objective. They never lost hope and their determination. As Dr. King said, change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continued struggle. It's our task today to take inspiration from the victories of the 20th century civil rights movement, lessons from their setbacks and defeats, build on the foundation they created, and continue the struggle by standing together against 21st century prejudice and injustice. Right here at home in Oregon, we can start by standing together, amending the Oregon Constitution with Measure 8, and give all Oregonians the right to marry. On the other side of the country, the nation's Congress is rife with controversy and challenge. So I often look to my friend and colleague, John Lewis, for inspiration. As the head of SNCC, John was pushed, punched, kicked, spat upon, and beaten to the ground with nightclubs. But he got up and he kept marching. And today, 50 years later, John is still leading the fight. He's still leading the charge in Washington to restore the protections of the Voting Rights Act after a destructive Supreme Court decision. New forms of voter suppression and denial are popping up in many of the same old places in an attempt to cut off the most powerful weapon that we have for change in America, the ballot. Together we can restore the right for all citizens to vote freely and fairly in this country. Despite polls that show a substantial majority of the American people, and despite the fact that the United States Senate has passed comprehensive immigration reform, action has stalled in the House under threat by powerful, white, well-financed, right-wing organizations, denying tens of thousands of Oregonians, Latinos, and millions nationwide equal protection under the law and a path to citizenship. We can do that. Together, we can forge a coalition that brings about comprehensive, long overdue immigration reform in the United States. There's a little irony here. At the same time we're denying people a path to citizenship, the Supreme Court has undone 100 years of reform and granted citizenship rights to powerful corporate and special interests in this country. They are allowing them unlimited influence and spending in our elections. Corporations are not citizens, money is not speech, and together we can bring back fair elections for the United States of America. In an economy still suffering the ravages of a Wall Street-led economic collapse, tens of thousands of Oregonians, millions of Americans can't find jobs. Yet Congress has failed to extend lifeline unemployment benefits, and at the same time, mean-spirited people have seen fit to cut SNAP and WIC and other nutrition programs, depriving these people already struggling to make ends meet of the food they need for themselves and their kids. And Martin Luther King said, "What does it profit a man to be able to sit at an integrated lunch counter if he doesn't earn enough to buy a hamburger and a cup of coffee. These injustices must not stand. These are great challenges. They are our challenges. They're the 21st century challenges, and it will be hard to win the battles to rectify them. But I believe that by standing together, we can accomplish the task and see that the ladder up to the American dream is not restricted to a powerful and privileged few, but to all of our people. Thanks to Dr. Martin Luther King and the heritage he left us. Now we must build upon it. Thank you very much.